So I'm going to start off this video just by reading off Jayden Daniels' box score. He was 21 for 23, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He also had 39 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown as well. This is good for a passer rating of 141.9, and keep in mind that's not counting in his rushing. Really incredible stuff here by Daniels. But of course, box scores can be misleading, right? You always have to watch the tape, really give an evaluation to say, was he really this good? And yeah, he was. Let's get into what he did well, and also what this Bengals offense, or Bengals defense did horrible, because yeah, there's some bad defense here. For example, this play, big play. I mean, you gotta give credit to Dan Quinn going for it on several fourth downs. Someone who isn't exactly known for being an aggressive head coach when it comes to that stuff. But hey, give him credit, adjusting with the times, right? If teams are going for it more often on fourth downs, then you should also do so. They went 3 for 3 on fourth downs, which helped them score on every drive. But that's the route that Daniels is going to look at. One that certainly makes sense, as you have a wide receiver, Luke McCaffrey, actually, Christian McCaffrey's brother, running more over the middle. That's certainly a play that could work. But when Daniels takes the snap, I got to say, I think Cincinnati screwed this up. Because you see, McCaffrey's pretty well open at this point. Every other Bengals player reacted as though it's man coverage, but the two linebackers over the middle where McCaffrey was both kind of reacted as though it's zone. So I'm not sure if one was supposed to cover him and didn't realize it or what. It'd be weird to have a linebacker on McCaffrey either, so I'm not sure exactly what happened here. But Daniels makes a perfect throw, and he doesn't care what the coverage is. He just sees he has an open guy. They hit McCaffrey. Doesn't quite get into the end zone on that play, but they got into the end zone shortly after anyway. So, it doesn't quite get the touchdown from McCaffrey, but still a very good play. And this is just what Daniels is doing. In many ways, he's just seeing the field really well. Like, for example, this was another fourth down, and a key fourth down here. I mean, if they don't convert, now there's 4.5 minutes left. The Bengals offense has been having a really good night. I mean, both defenses were struggling in this game. So if you give the Cincinnati another opportunity just down 5 points, you could be in trouble. The coverage is going to be a quarters coverage. At least, again, I believe that's what's happening here. Because when this play begins, you're going to see for Daniels, a linebacker over there is going to start blitzing. And this is maybe by design, but to be honest, I think what happened was the linebacker just said, hey, no one's around me. I'm just going to take this opportunity to try and rush Daniels because he can move really well, so you got to be aware of that. But the issue is, that Washington player is about to cut more towards the bottom of the screen where the linebacker, who I've circled in white, is rushing in. So watch how when that happens, nobody picks him up, and you get a big completion right there. If that was a design blitz, whoever was supposed to then take care of that area and coverage didn't get there fast enough. So either way, not the best defense by Cincinnati. But for Daniels, this wasn't even his first read. I mean, for him to spot this is really impressive. And again, a lot of veterans don't really figure this out. The fact that he's doing this in his third game, to me, is very impressive. I think a lot of what we did see was stuff like this, where I'm going to pause it in a second just to set up the play, but it's a 1st down and 10 right here, and this is something that I can't tell how much of this is good by the Commanders or bad by the Bengals. It might be some of both. But watch how when Daniels takes the snap, he runs a play action, and just look at the time that he has in the pocket. This is well into the play, and you can sit here and say, well, the offensive line is good, and it is. The Commanders' offensive line is blocked really well for Daniels to start this year. They also have a halfback blocking, though, one of the guys. I mean, really, the Bengals have to be doing better than this. Both things can be true, right? Because of this, Daniels, even though he didn't love what he sees, he can scramble up and pick up, 6 yards or so. And this is one of the huge advantages that Daniels has. And part of why he only had 2 incompletions is because I think a lot of plays that would have had to be throwaways or incompletions from other quarterbacks turned into rushes. He had 12 carries in this game. That's 12 plays that would have been negative or just go for no gain that he turns into positive plays. Granted, a couple of those were kneel downs, but still, it's worth mentioning. It's good stuff by Daniels. And what else is good is just stuff like this, which is quarters coverage play by the Cincinnati Bengals. And stop me if you've heard this before. You're going to see some not great defense here, but also some really good offense. That's the route that you're going to see Daniels look towards. And again, these deep routes can be very effective. For one thing, it's Terry McLaurin. He's a very good player, but also against corners, a lot of times what happens is the corner and the safety, they have to really be on the same page. They have to know who's covering the deep shot, and if it takes them just a split second to kind of communicate this, sometimes you can actually get past both of them. Watch, when Daniels takes the snap, you see that for McLaurin, I mean, he's open right here. He's significantly open. This is the really well-ran route by Terry McLaurin to get this open. At the same time, I mean, Daniels throwing this ball at his own, 32-yard line, getting it down the field accurately and quickly, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for him. Except watch this perfect throw. They don't quite get a touchdown, but they get a huge gain right there that, again, helps set up a touchdown. This is just really good stuff from Daniels. These are the types of plays a lot of players just can't make. I think the designed runs are also a big part of his game. Something like this, where it's a first down and goal situation here. This is actually just after that long passing play. So trying to get into the end zone, you're going to have him fake a handoff and then keep the ball himself and go towards the bottom of the screen. You see that Bengals edge rusher right there. Watch what he's going to do. As you see, he rushes in. He's trying to stop the run, trying to stop Brian Robinson, who's, I think having a good season. His stats weren't great today, but still, as a whole, he's someone you have to pay attention to. Him and Austin Eckler are. But for Daniels, I mean, you look, he now has a clear lane because the Cincinnati player moved too far towards the middle of the field. Daniels is going to rush in. He gets a walk-in touchdown right there. So, good stuff. This is the value that a rushing quarterback brings to the table. So what do you do if you're a defense? Well, I mean, you have to start using a guy on Jayden Daniels. You have to be aware of this stuff. The issue is once you do that, now it's just going to make the running game easier because now you're taking a player out of the play, that you otherwise wouldn't have to. So there's a lot of value in this. This play was another one that I found very interesting, which was kind of a similar idea, but a little bit different. So it's a zone coverage concept that the Bengals are in right here. That's the route that Washington wants to throw to right here. It's, again, getting the ball in Terry McLaurin's hands, always a good idea. But, it's a little bit of a tough angle, right? You can have one of those Bengals players covering over the middle of the field in between the receiver and Daniels. So what do you do if you're Washington? Well, watch how when this play begins, watch Daniels run a play action and then just move up a bit towards the top of the screen. Just that little bit of movement now gives him a much better angle to make this throw to McLaurin. You see how, had Daniels been a little bit closer towards the bottom of the screen, it's a tougher throw. This makes it easier. Of course, now he has to throw off balance, but Daniels is capable of doing that pretty easily, and they're able to pick up a first down right there. These are really good plays by Washington, and these are plays that are going to work consistently. If they can work now, I don't care if it's the Bengals defense. They're going to work against better defenses too. And then also this play where you have, this was the play of the game. This was the key play. It's a 3rd down and 7. If you're not able to, the Bengals are just going for an all-out blitz. They can't get pressure. They're saying, you know what? We're going to get the ball out of Daniels' hands. This is something we've seen teams do with Lamar, right? Of, hey, Lamar's so good with the ball in his hands, and it's hard to pass rush him. Let's just send everybody, force him to throw, hope one of our defensive backs can make the play. The issue is Washington has Terry McLaurin running a deep shot. This is where Daniels is going to look towards. Again, getting 3 points here would be very beneficial. You'd love to have 3 points to go up an even 8 points. Gives you a much better chance to win. If you get a touchdown here, the game's basically over, though. Daniels takes a snap, and due to the all-out blitz, there's pressure right in his face. This is by design. I mean, you only have so many guys who can block because of this situation. There's always going to be one more guy rushing the passer than you have blockers if it's an all-out blitz. But watch as Daniels is going to make just a perfect throw while getting hit. I mean, you have an incredible catch by Terry McLaurin, who got significantly open. That's just great stuff right there. And it's a good decision, too, by Daniels. This is the correct throw, and it's a beautiful one. And because of that, they were able to win the game. So, yeah, just playing at a really high level right now. I've seen enough. He's a good quarterback. Daniels, I'm expecting to be good the rest of the way. I'm not going to go into any game saying, well, rookie quarterback, we'll see how he does. No, I'm expecting him to have a good season. With all the talk about the rookie quarterback struggling, Daniels, I think, has played well every week. I think he played well weeks 1 and weeks 2 as well. And I don't know how many people watched those games, so that's maybe why he didn't get the credit he deserved. But on a primetime game, definitely getting the credit he deserves here. Really good stuff by Daniels. That's what I think. Before I go, I will mention I do have a movie channel. If you like movies, check that out. The link is in the description below. It's Jackson Kruger Movies. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.